Alright, everybody. Hello. Hope everybody's having a good day. I felt quite ill earlier. Why did this say I was last live? What? Why is this saying I was last live 5 seconds ago? That's not correct. Let me look at my past broadcasts. There better not be like a VOD that I didn't stream on here. No, just a weird glitch. Okay. I didn't want to make sure anything weird was going on. Yo, what's going on, VR? I don't know. Well, last time you said hello, I might have caught it late. I hope I didn't this time. I did just start though, however. So yeah, I was not really well yesterday. I was quite sick. My stomach felt like crap. My head felt like crap. My nose felt like crap. I probably sound a little stuffy. I mean, I always sound stuffy, but more so this time around. Okay, so apparently there was an update to this game. Apparently there's also some new avatar stuff, and I did figure I kind of want to change the outfit, maybe. Probably I'm not going to change the hair. Anything, just the clothing. Ronin garment. Kinda like that. Color. That white was kind of bright. Mm. That doesn't really work. Isn't like a skirt that's like kind of in the middle? I think it's the shirt color that I just want to change. I mean, red's fine, I guess. Probably looks nicer, honestly, with that. Didn't really change anything too much, though. Oh, it was red last time. Wait a minute. Let's see. Eh, sure. Why not? Alright, so let's see the changes to the farming workbench or whatever. What the fuck? Oh, I won't see that, but apparently they moved this to level 2 instead. I think at this point, though, I mean... nothing's really gonna change for me. See if they've added anything new in any of these areas. Oh, that's right, we were working toward this. Unlock backpack. Oh shit, I forgot this was even a thing. Well, that would have been nice to have earlier. Who are these from? The fire guys? Hold on, let me turn down my music. I'm gonna listen to something else, actually. Looks like there's some new stuff in here. Maybe? Bolt of wool. Alright, interesting. Okay, so we need... what did we need? We needed... that leather. And then we needed the void essence, and then we can make the thing that can make the teleporter eventually. So until nighttime, I'm probably just gonna work on this stuff over here. See if we can progress toward the final tier of the workbench, or the farmers. 1 second. Okay, where did I put... It's over here. Alright, let's see. You know what? Actually... I don't need half of this shit. I can just... One second, chat. Sorry. My mother just walked in. With food as well. So I might, on occasion, take a break or two and eat something. Because I'm not about to let the food get cold. And need to expand this at some point. I haven't... I set up, like, the basic thing just so that they would stay here, but I haven't really worked with it at all yet, so... Gonna have to get around to that at some point. Also just trying to kill time until nighttime. Stupid grass. Definitely did more than I needed to there. Should be nighttime, not too much longer. So if people don't mind, while I wait for it to be night, I'm gonna start eating. I will be muted, but if someone shows up in the chat, I'll just type here. I know it's like 5 o'clock when I started streaming, but I also just woke up, so like I said, I've been sick, so my schedule and everything has been like fucked up. That's, well, made it worse. It's one of the reasons. Okay, I'm gonna eat my food, wait for it to be nighttime. If I'm still eating food and it turns night, I'll switch and I'll start playing again, but you know, might as well just do this while I wait. got this chicken sandwich from Wendy's, and my god, it does not taste good at all. What the hell? You know what stores should do? I don't know if they do this because I've never really tried or asked. But unless it's in like spaghetti, I do not like tomatoes. Or if it's like ketchup, it's fine. Or like a tomato paste. But just as a tomato on a sandwich, I never eat it. It'd be kind of cool. And like I said, maybe they do this. I don't know. I've never asked. If I could go to them, and I know you can tell them you don't want tomato in some places. But wouldn't it be nice if I could just say, I don't want the tomato, I don't want this, and then can I get a discount because I'm not asking for the tomato on it? You know what I mean? It would save them money. Save me money, probably, if they go with that. Why don't they just do that? It's about nighttime. I ate one of my sandwiches. I did get 3 sandwiches, two for now, and then one for later, but I really don't like that chicken sandwich, so I'm probably just gonna eat the burger instead. Just maybe I'll finish that off later. think they only start spawning though when it's like pitch dark out. I hope that didn't pick up in my camera or my mic. It was an accident. Hold on, let me get this burp out, the rest of it out off the mic. I didn't even intentionally do that. It's just like my body just did it for me. It's so awful. I hate that. Okay, so we're looking for any of those crawling things. I mean, any of the enemies I think will give it, but we need the cloth from you. Yeah, linen scraps. I was going over here because of the light. I figured there would be a skeleton there, but I forgot the spawn point. Has lights. So I'm just looking for skeleton dudes, like I said, and I don't want to go all the way over there. I'm looking for the crawling things. Give the void essence. Should start spawning soon. Here we go. Okay, there's our void essence we need. And we just need more skeletons. Honestly, we probably should fight more of them, though. I guarantee that portal is going to be higher down the tree. And we're probably going to need more of this shit. So I should be getting more of it. You're getting shit on, dude. Void Eye. I was wondering if I had that unlocked or not. That entry. Still gonna need more linen scrap. I think we need like 6. Whoa, what the fuck? Void Heart. Oh shit, we need those. I don't remember what. I think it was an upgrade that needed that. Well, that's nice to know that they dropped that. The larger guys. So... I think with my armor and weaponry, I'm at a point where I can just comfortably fight these guys. And not have to worry about it. Nice try. Should be fighting the bears too for the heavy hides. Like, at this point, I really do think at least this area, I can handle everything. Like, even the bears. Like, I run from the bears because, like, I don't know. I don't really want to fight them, but I probably should be fighting them. I'd compare this part, at least how I feel at the moment, to like mid to like late game Minecraft, where you'd be like farming Endermen for stuff, like the Ender Pearls. I mean, yeah, you can obviously trade with like the piglin bartering and shit, but like, you know what I mean, like traditionally. Brother, this guy, holy shit. The dodges. And I only mean that comparison in what I'm doing, not, like... I'm not saying at some point, you know. Well, like... What am I trying to say? I don't know. I think you could make it's fair to make some comparisons to Minecraft. I've probably gone on about that multiple times already, but I'll skip that conversation. So, we'll talk about this. I did try out the Battlefield update, and I got to say, I like the map. Everything else about it, I don't like. They've made the guns even more laser beam at a distance, and I gotta say, what's the point in sniping if there are people that will literally, like, I don't know, and it's just like so many, like, everybody tries it. They're like, because the range of engagement is so fucked in that game. You'll have so many people that will just be shooting with an AR laser beaming you, like there's no recoil at all. You know what I mean? Like, sure, you can master that. I'm not saying like that shouldn't be a thing. However, it's just a little too easy for like the majority of people. Like when everybody is doing it, then there's a problem. Like something isn't balanced right. And they made that worse. They also messed up movement. I don't know. On that front, I'm not really sure what people are complaining about because I don't really notice a problem. I don't even know what that really means. Maybe the way the soldier turns or something? I don't know. I don't really know what that means, but apparently they messed up movement and everybody's pissed off about that specifically. I don't know what the deal is with that, but... that would be the thing I think most people are up in arms about at the moment in that game. I also found out, and I knew this was going to be the case, so I bought that game fairly confident I would enjoy it. So I did get the highest edition, and it came with a token to get like the battle pass or whatever, right? I said whatever. It was just because of the other stuff, really, but I was like, okay, when Season 2 rolls around, surely... I'm like, because I know it was EA, I'm like, there's no way that's going to carry over, and it didn't. I'm like, yeah, of course. Pre-ordering the game used to mean something. It's like you were confident in the product being good, and, you know, if you wanted to back something, it would be like another way you could do that, but... nope, now it's just... I mean, it's EA. I mean, trust me, when I got the edition, it wasn't really about the token. I didn't really... I mean, that was a nice extra thing, but that wasn't why I did it. But even still, it's like... my god, you guys just cannot ditch that image of greed, can you? I didn't expect anything less, to be honest. So... it's not like I'm surprised, but disappointed is that thing. And the thing is as well, and I know my brother has told me shit like this, oh, well, dude, if you're having fun, why do you care about the political leanings of a game company? And I'm like, brother, because I can't support it. Like, if you don't have a line somewhere, man, I don't know. Like, I know, so, look, I'm not trying to get into a giant political discussion here, but all I will say is, you know, I mean, it's really, it's 2 issues, maybe even 3, but they're all related. I mean, first of all, I don't want to give money to a country that doesn't support gay rights. That's kind of the first thing. That's my first thing. The second thing is that it has ties to Jared Kushner, which has ties to Trump. So that's just another reason I don't want to ever give them any more money. On top of the fact that the only EA game I ever would continue to buy was Battlefield. I soft quit buying games from them. That Battlefield was the only game that I would ever buy from them. And now, like, and again, as I said this, and you can even go see my Steam review of the game. Yes, I'm still gonna play it. To tame? Interesting. That's a new thing. I imagine it does what it suggests. Can you tame frogs? No? Didn't think so. What about these things? No. But yeah, now that like this game was like just a giant disappointment, and I'm not getting another Battlefield game ever again, and that means EA game as well. Because again, I bought that game before it was bought out by those people, so like now that you know they're owned by who they are, I'm definitely out for sure. No, it's a damn shame too. So, fuck is this? Has this always been here? I don't think it has. Maybe this is a new structure. I do want to mention, by the way, I'm going to be playing Pokemon Platinum Rando tomorrow. I was going to do it today, but I wanted to check out the update. I remembered. And this is kind of a chill thing, so... I mean, they're both kind of chill, but... Okay. I think the worst experience, though, was playing the new map is they still haven't fixed the invisible gun bug, and that's been in the game since the beta. Now, I hadn't had the problem in the beta, however, it's just a problem that other people have had during the beta, but now it's in, like, the retail game, and I've had the issue for a good while, and a lot of people were saying the fix was, oh, well, move it to an SSD. Okay, I did that, and it still happens, though. So what now? And all the other people are saying, oh, we'll do this and do that, and I tried all those things and nothing fixed it. But what did fix it was, well, okay, there was one fix that someone recommended. Of course, it was buried under comments that fixed it, but someone was like, if you just set the thing to performance, everything will be fine. It'll, like, fix itself. And I'm like, it kind of clicked with me, okay, maybe the problem has to do with, like, shaders. Right? Like, surely, like, it's resetting that if... I don't know. So anyway, that's what I did. I set it to that, and, like, I can swap between, like, high texture and, like, performance or whatever, and... Like, I'll play on high, it fucks up, I'll switch to performance, it'll fix itself, I'll switch back. And I'll have to keep doing that every now and then. And it's just like... How about you just fix your game? You know what I mean? Like... This game has been out now for, I think, almost a year, maybe. Maybe not that long, but getting there. And we still haven't fixed this issue. No, I mean, we're not, you know, we're never learning our lesson here. I mean, that's just how EA is. They never learn their lesson, ever. They just don't. They never have, they never will. And then you'll have the professional liars like Jack Frags who will go and say, oh, well, I didn't know it was gonna... You notice that? I've spoken about this on stream before, and I usually don't call people out by name, but I really don't like this guy and, like, his group, like Westy and Stoddy, because they lie. They do lie. They've been caught in many lies. I'm calling them out. I don't think... And they won't respond to it. Well, actually, Jack did once, and he joked about it. But here's what happens. They'll talk up a game to boost sales. Oh, get the next Battlefield game. It's hype. It's going to be great. It's going to be great fun. Get excited. Tell all your friends. He'll do this hype shit. because he's taking money from EA. Game releases, it bombs. Then he's like, oh, well, it's a bad game. You know, I knew this. I did the play test, and I gave them feedback behind closed doors, and they didn't listen. And then he'll be like, well, DICE is listening, running damage control. And then what happens again? Then he'll say some shit like, oh, well, a new game comes out, hype it up. I didn't play it. I never got to play it. He'll lie. Game comes out. All of a sudden, he hates it when it's doing bad. DICE is listening, damage control. It's the same thing on Cycle with him and Westy. They are liars. They are shills. You cannot trust them. Repeatedly, they lie. And they had the audacity, Jack had the audacity in one of his videos to be like, oh, you know, people are joking about this. I'm like, brother, it's not a joke, though. Like, your credibility is on the line, dog. Like, you gotta get it together, man. You gotta stop this shit, man. Like, you can't be doing this. I get that, like, he's not gonna, you know, they're gonna make him sign an NDA and he can't say anything. But here's the solution. How about you don't say you didn't play the game? Don't lie. You don't have to confirm anything, but you don't have to lie either. How about when someone asks you if you played it, you don't answer? You don't lie and say no. You say nothing. That's all you say, is you don't say anything. You don't acknowledge it. You don't say a word about it. Shut the fuck up. Don't say a word. People will know. It's better than you lying and saying, I didn't, because when it turns out you did, you're a fucking liar. Don't lie. It's not hard. It's irritating because it's just repeat. They'll do it on repeat and lie and lie and lie and lie, and it's just like, just stop fucking lying. Like, my God. I mean, it'd be one thing if, like, they did it, like, off and on. Like, or not off and on, but, like, you know, it was like a mistake is what I'm trying to say. Like, it was, like, not a rare thing. But the fact that it's a pattern, and that they keep doing it, and they have no remorse for doing it, is fucking wild to me. That's what pisses me off. Is they just straight up lie about it repeatedly. And, you know, this isn't exclusive, and I'll just talk about this too. That Geekdom guy does that shit too. I don't like him much either. If you don't know who that guy is, he does stuff for Dragon Ball, and yeah, he might at times, he gets like access to inside shit, and sometimes he can say some good shit, but I'm just gonna be honest, chat, he has got to be one of the most unlikable people I have ever met. I have not met someone I have just not been like, I've just been like, I don't like this guy. There's always going to be people that you just don't really like. But, my God, man. His ego. It's his ego that gets to me. It's like, oh, I'm the only one that can get access to this, and oh, you are stupid for thinking this, and you're all dumb, and it's like insulting people, you know? It's like, brother, you just report news. Like, you don't gotta be doing this. You don't gotta be making fun of people, dog. I get people can say dumb shit, but you don't gotta be like... I don't know, man. You don't gotta be insulting people that just, you know, want to learn. I mean, there'll be people that'll come in his chat, and yeah, they will say stupid things, like... But, like, okay, then tell them the truth. You know, why are you being an ass? I don't know, just it's his attitude that just disturbs me. What's going on, Bindi? Did I say that right? Let me pick up my phone. Labindi. Sorry. My eyesight's bad. Hope you're doing well. I'm ranting about YouTubers lying to their audience. Talking about geekdom and Jack Frags. Which one? Both. I'm talking about both of them. I basically was talking about me trying the Battlefield 6 beta and how, like, Jack Frags is, like, you know, lying to their audience. And then with Geekdom, I brought him up because he also does that, where he has news about Dragon Ball content and stuff, and most of the time he's reliable, but, like, sometimes he'll just post this, like, really... Like, he'll just restate what everybody knows, and, like... I don't know, he clickbaits a lot, and... It's just, like, I don't know, his behavior is out of control. But lately, he's been, like, hyper gatekeep. And I don't know. I haven't fucked with it, to be honest. Oh, nice. That's good. That's a good get right there. No, I already finished the 50, I think. Yeah, I got more than enough. Okay, we need 46 more. There we go. Still grinding this. No, it's alright. Don't worry about it. Most of my viewers actually, well, I don't want to say most, but a good portion of my viewers aren't like English. I mean, I only speak English, and I know how to, like, understand a somewhat sizable portion of Japanese at this point, but I can't speak it or read it. I can understand it. Unfortunately, I'm trying to break that stereotype of Americans that don't know other languages. I didn't get the watering can. Although at some point, hopefully in the future, I can move, because I don't want to live here. I do not like this country I live in. Okay, where am I going to put this fiber? I'm just going to put it in here. I wanted to learn German at one point in my life, but I gave up on it. It was too hard. Too hard for me. Unfortunately. Joe Bart. feel like I've heard that name before. I've never seen any of his stuff, but I feel like I've heard the name before. I want to say I have. Maybe I haven't, though, and I'm misremembering. It's possible. What does he do? I was wanting to learn because I had a trip. I had a trip mentally planned. Like I wanted to go to Germany, but I don't remember why it never happened. But I wanted to learn the language because it was related to English. Like I figured, like, okay, well, the odd German and French word I can like understand. So I'm like, it shouldn't be that hard. But then, like, the gendered language stuff was kind of, like, too much for me. And then, on top of that, what really sealed the deal was there were some words that were just too long to say. And my memory is really, really bad. There's no way I would be able to remember long words and say them without messing up. It's just not going to happen. So, ultimately, that's why I gave up. So now I mean, that was like in high school, but now I wanted to learn a language that was not related to English because I wanted the challenge to keep my brain like going. But you know, I didn't want to. My first thought was Chinese, but then I thought, well, I've heard that that's extremely hard, and then I thought, well, why don't I do Japanese instead? It's a hellhole. In all fairness, that can be said about the whole world, though, at the moment. The whole world is a giant hellhole, especially where I live. In political news, and I won't, like, get into, like, a long conversation about it, but I don't know how true this is, but I heard my friends say this, that apparently Netanyahu, I think they said he had blood cancer or something. Don't know how true that is. Someone can correct me if it's wrong, but my friend told me that. So that's a thing. You know, I don't know what your political leanings might be. And that's fine. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, of course. I won't hide it though. I'm a left-leaning person. I mean, nobody likes him. Let me change the dirt here. I don't know, like, I know, like, a lot of people in my country at the moment are, like, blaming people that didn't vote. But it's not like the country I live in doesn't already make it as hard as hell to vote anyway. Like, I think that's, like, there's a lot of conversation about people who just, like, make fun of people that don't vote, and, oh my god, it's their fault, and I'm like, brother, like, yeah, it might be, like, the case that, like, they should have voted, but, like, so many people in this country are just so... They think that, like, it's pointless voting and their vote doesn't matter. And, like, all the candidates are shit. I know what people are going to say. Oh, well, how could you not tell... how could they not tell Trump was like that? And I would say... because, unfortunately, there are a good portion of people in this country who either don't educate themselves, who live under a rock, are too busy to notice. You know, many of those voters don't, like, they're old. They don't get on the internet, you know? You know. But so many of the, I mean, this is true about almost every single politician. None of them care about what you want. None of them do. Doesn't matter what country it's in. None of them give a fuck about what any of us want. To them, it's just a juggling act of how can I not piss them off? Like, it's a balancing act. How can I not piss off the public enough while enriching myself? That's it. That's the game that they play. It will be the game they will always play. There was a lot of reasons Kamala didn't win. There was... and... they were all stupid reasons. You know. First of all, one of the reasons she lost was because she had, you know, people associated her with Joe Biden, right? They're obviously going to do that. And there were a lot of people that were displeased with Joe Biden, even on the left. I mean, her kind of upper class rich look. Oops. That didn't help her. The fact that, unfortunately, she's a woman. And I'm saying that unfortunately in the case of politics, because if you're a woman running in the U.S., there's just too much sexism in the U.S. I'm sorry. I wish that wasn't the case, but that's just the case. She wasn't going to win because of that. It's the same as well. It's like, if you're not religious in this country and you run as a politician, it's going to be a rough battle. That's all I'm going to say. It's not going to be easy. I mean, see, that's the thing, right? That's the case, and yet a lot of people did vote for him. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I really don't. I want to know what kind of rock people were living under, genuinely. I don't... My God, man. Did everybody disconnect from the internet during that election? They must have. I mean, man, getting away from the internet is good from time to time, but... I don't know how people could, like, be that ignorant. And see, here's the thing. I make this comparison because, you know, a lot of, you know, obviously with what's going on in Ukraine, a lot of people are asking these questions. Let me clear my nose really quick. A lot of people are like, why is the U.S. like this? Like, why are they, like, teetering on fascism? And this is the thing that I need everybody to understand. This has always been there. This isn't something new. This didn't come out of a vacuum. This has always been an element of the U.S. Always. Even World War II. Pre-World War II. there were so many, I won't say so many, but there were movements where people were like sympathetic to Germany during World War II, up until a point where it got so optically bad they couldn't support it. People need to remember that fascism has always been here in the US. Always. It's been masked as many other things. But I mean, if you ask, like, to me, and this is my point. This is my view. Is that a good portion of the right wing now, if you ask them, this is what you really just need to ask them. If you had the ability to prevent a Democrat from ever winning again, would you? And I swear to you, most of them would tell you yes. If they had a way to prevent a Democrat from ever getting a say, they would always do that. To not even be included in the conversation is what I'm talking about. They are not democratic. They have never been. And in the US, I mean, we've never had... I mean, Europe experienced fascism and communism. And it's a case of in politics where people don't learn anything until it's too late and it affects them. That's just how people are. That's just how people are. No one's going to learn a lesson until it affects them. That's just how it is. The US has not experienced that lesson. And so, I mean, compare this as well. People say, oh, well, you know, it's like with the Russians even. They'll be like, oh, well, and this is what's crazy to me is people will just enable this, like, but I'm talking before the Ukraine war. People would just enable this Russian hyper-nationalism. They would enable it. And that's also part of the reason we're at where we're at. But, you know, Russians just don't want to get involved politically. Because their system is designed to make any kind of resistance a bad time. As well. Yes, there's a lot of people that are just like, fuck it, let Putin do everything, and they put all of their faith into him. Which is, you know, because they've been... I don't know if depoliticized is the right word, because they are political, but they just to get involved in the process is what I'm saying. They're depoliticized in that way. Where they're like, I'll just let this one guy take care of everything. And... that, I mean, that's, again, this hyper-patriotism has always been a part of the U.S. Always. And people will call out the Russians for it, but the Americans have not been called out for it enough. Either. It's a big problem in the U.S. So, I mean... And my thing is, and I've said this, I don't think there is a solution to fixing my country in the short term. Because, I mean, in my opinion, it would be, I mean... Okay, let me say this. It would be a simple decision if people would be willing to do it. Right? Like, for me, it would be a simple case of, okay, just arrest Trump. Jail him, and jail anybody who was trying to be treasonous. That would obviously be the thing to do. But the thing is, with the way everything is right now, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. The Democrats are too spineless to do anything. They just are. They're like Bernie Sanders and like a few others, have any sort of spine to say anything at all. It's no surprise that people like Bernie Sanders. Because he's the only one who will say things. I'm not saying well, not the only one, but you get what I'm trying to say. He's like, there's not many people that are willing to just say what needs to be said. Yeah, politics will never be good, ever. But the thing is with politics, it's unavoidable. Trust me, I wish I could be the kid where I didn't care what anybody thought and I could just do whatever I wanted to do. But the problem with that is, sooner or later, someone will be coming along with something that wants to affect what you're doing. Every single time. They will make something your business, whether you want it to be or not. And like, trust me, I'm there with everybody. I'm sympathetic with all the people that don't want to get involved with politics. I get it. You don't want to get into arguments with family. You want to just let shit be, and you know, you don't want to, you know, get involved in drama. I get it. I get it. I get it. But if you don't say anything, then you're just going to let people put their foot in the door, and then they're never leaving. Then it's too late. Then you've already normalized something. It's like with the age verification shit. Instead of parents doing their job, we now have people that are forced to age verify on websites that they shouldn't be doing that. And it's like, well, you know, people normalized in the UK, oh, you know, don't fight back enough, and now you have to age verify on these sites, and now it's in the US, and now they want to do it on Discord. It's like, yeah, that's because you didn't say anything. That's why people have to say something. That's why you have to be political. I'm not saying, you know, you have to be like, you know, aggressive about politics, and you know, you don't have to be like fucking Kyle Kalinske where you're just like constantly mad, and you know, that's not what I'm saying, but you know, just people just engaging is better than people that just sit there and just do nothing, you know? The only thing I know about German politics is that people, by and large, did not like Angela Merkel. You guys are struggling to... maybe I don't know, maybe you've gotten off Russian gas by now. And that the AfD is a threat. I still don't have enough rice. How? I swear I can count. And I hear Mertz is kind of like... people are kind of conflicted with him. I hate to be pessimistic here, but I do agree with that take. Obviously, I do not like them. I think they're immoral, and I think they're terrible people. But I do think, though, ultimately, same with the UK. I think, what's that party called? Is it UKIP? No. The Nigel Farage guy. Like, Starmer is so unlikable. People are so pissed off with Starmer. And things, I mean, things in the UK are chaotic, to say the least. Like, I'm trying not to be, like, unoptimistic here and being negative, but I really do think, I think, I think the far right is going to win more elections. I do. I think they will. And it's a very bad thing. But it's a case of people are going to have to experience great loss and great, I don't want to say suffering, but great hardship before they learn their lesson. And it's got to be that way. People are not going to learn their lesson, like I say, until they have been through some shit. It's just how it's going to be. And it's not entirely hopeless, because once you start the rebuilding process, and I hate saying that, but I mean, for the U.S., for example, even when Trump's gone, it's not going to be an overnight process to repair any of that damage that he caused. I will say, though, people that are saying shit like, oh, the U.S. will never be forgiven, that's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. People were saying Japan and Germany after World War II could never be forgiven. Anybody saying that in time people wouldn't forgive, that's bullshit. Utter trash. Don't say that. Even if you're someone who is personally pissed off by what America's doing, how do you think they're going to feel like the people that didn't vote for Trump are going to feel when they're going to be looking for help to rebuild and no one wants to offer a hand? When they see resentment, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be like, wow, man, they really don't like us. Fuck them. That's going to be what's going to happen. You do not want to be the country that denies the hand of help. You don't want to do that. And it's the same for all the people in the world that are like, oh, well, I want the U.S. to collapse. I want them to have a civil war and all this bullshit. I'm like, okay, even if someone were to admit that they think that's a good idea, let's say the U.S. does collapse. Do they think that the citizens of the U.S. are going to look to the rest of the world as friends? Like, even if they hate Trump, absolutely hate him, those people are going to feel like the rest of the world attacked them, are not their friends, and stabbed them in the back. That's what's going to happen. People don't need to be pouring gasoline on a fire. People have the right in the world to be mad. But to sit there and act like just unconcerned, uncaring, people cannot say that they're any better. And this is what I'll say as well. People can say, oh, well, America is terrible and this, that, and the third. And yeah, I don't like this country. I want to move. But all I'm saying is, I know I'm not going to hear shit from countries that who also have a far right problem. You know what I mean? Like the UK or France or the AFD in Germany or the shit in Hungary. People can say all this shit about the US, but yeah, what about your far right problem? So, again, glass house. Let's not go there. It's best to accept as a world that we have a problem with these people and we need a solution to it. We don't need to be attacking each other. We need to help each other. That's what we need. We need unity. That's why they have become so strong. It's because we are not united. That's the issue. We are not united against these people. And we need to be. We need to stop having this internal fighting. It's okay to disagree, but I mean, goddamn, like, I'll go on Twitter or Blue Sky and I'll just see like these people that are just like oh my god, fuck these people and I'm like, brother, if you really want to win the next election, you got to stop doing that. You have to stop. Like, for real. We can't be doing that shit anymore. Yeah, Poland, yeah. I think Slovakia. What was it, Netherlands or Belgium that had Geert Wilders? I think one of them won an election. I don't know if I said his name right. Something like that. His name was something like that. I mean, even in Japan, like, that Takaichi, I think her name is. She's on the right, isn't she? She's kind of far right. Again, it's, you know, like I'm saying, I don't know how people can sit there and just act like this far right thing is only exclusively a U.S. problem. Like, if you pretend it's not a problem where you live, you're gonna find out, man. It's not just a U.S. only thing. Labindi, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? And your gender, if you don't mind. Because I'm curious about voting in age groups. Okay, so you're young. I think you can vote in Germany at your age, right? I think you have to be 16 or 17 to vote in Germany, I think. Something like that. But as 19, everybody that you're friends with in your friend group that can vote, are most of them more radical or less radical? Would you say? Would they be more or less willing to vote for AFD? So it's split, you would say. And see, I would say that that's at least consistent from what I have seen in the US, where most of the people I talk to are 50-50. Which I think aligns with how I feel about politics, is that the problem is that first, that the narrative, we need it, because I'm not talking about me here. Not talking about me. I am talking about the public perception. People will say, why did people vote for that guy? And you got to understand that and we could say, okay, well, they were living under a rock and they were uninformed and all this and that and the third. But to them, and to a lot of people in countries, A lot of people feel like it doesn't matter who they pick, they're fucked. I'm not, and again, I'm not saying one way or the other. All I'm saying is that's the perception a lot of people have, is that it's a 50-50 choice and they're both bad. And this is consistent with a lot of countries that I've seen. Is that everybody feels like it's a hopeless decision and they're just going to vote for their side because it's their side, it's their team. That's what I see. And that's the perception we need to change. We need to get people, if anything, I don't know. See, I don't, you know what, now I think about it, but I don't know what the effective strategy is. I was going to say maybe you need to make people feel guilty for picking a team, and that is a decision you can make. But then people might double down in their camp. I don't know. I don't know. And see, this is what I tell people as well. What is going on in the world effectively is, this is it, this right here. The rest of the world is gonna pay because the US could not fund education. That's it. That's the reality. Because Americans couldn't get health care and education, that's why the rest of the world is in part the way it is. And everyone else is going to have to pay for it. Everyone except the politicians that make the choices and enrich themselves. So, I hate to say it, but that's just how it is. Onion. Golden wood log. Work on that first. I mean, I hate saying this, but it's true. I'm old now. I mean, I'm not really old, but like I'm old. And I don't think my generation is ever going to be able to have anything. Like, by the time our generation is going to be able to own or have anything, we're all going to be fucking old anyway, and it's not going to matter. Like, I genuinely say this. I'm not saying millennials aren't good or bad, but what I am telling you is we're definitely fucking better than the boomers. And I'm convinced that real change that matters isn't going to happen until all these old people are gone of old age. Like, once our generation starts taking the reins, I think shit isn't going to change. Because I think at this point, there's no convincing these old people that they're wrong. Because that's their generation. Their generation, boomers just think that they are incapable of being wrong. And that's just the way they were raised. And the only, and look, I'm not saying our generation doesn't have problems. I think a lot of our generation, see, that's the thing. They'll say our generation is entitled, but man, goddamn, not being able to own a home or a car, or the basic things, I don't think that's entitlement. I think that's a statement. It's like, look, we can't have the shit you do. Stop saying that people are lazy, and it's like, you don't get it. You just don't get it, man. And there are plenty of old people that I've met that aren't terrible people. I'm not saying all old people are bad. But, you know. I don't know. Raise the retirement money. I think one of the quickest way America could rebuild trust. I'm just saying hypothetically dream scenario. Trump gets arrested. All of his cohorts get arrested. They get tried. They get sentenced. New laws get passed to prevent this from happening again. They reaffirm and double down support for NATO and the rest of the world and a more fair term on the partnership. I think anything short of that will not rebuild the image quickly. And I don't want to say quickly, but as quick as possible. I'll see you. Have a good one. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on that. Okay, so I don't know where to get this golden wood. Let me look up where this is. Hytale golden wood. Where is this shit? Devastated land zone 4. Well, I think that's devastated land. That's probably this shit, right? It's probably like down here. Not sure. I'm debating on what I want to do. Hold on, if I do this... Okay. It's good to know. Put this all close together, that way it's not weird looking. Alright, what's the deal with this shit here? Oh, okay, so we get eggs. I probably already found that out before, but I didn't, like, keep that in my brain. Potatoes and onion. Okay, we need 3 more of these. 1, 2, 3. Have all that done. Also, I like how I said I wasn't going to get into a political discussion, and then I do. I do a great job of listening to myself. I guess I'll just do the potatoes first. I think that's, yeah, that'll be enough of those, just enough. I don't know why I decided to hyper-focus doing this first out of all my benches to fully upgrade, but... Oh, we didn't make the... I need to make that thing. Hold on. Gotta remember to do that. Alright. I don't know if this will get water or not, but... maybe it will be enough. Alright, cool. Now, let's go make that other workbench. Finally, let me put this shit away. Okay. Damn it, there's shit in here. Really, just a yerk help. I think I know where to get that. Is it just where I think it is? Okay. Inside the blue areas. Yeah, that's where I figured. Okay. Well then let's go do that then. While this shit here grows. Yeah, right here. Let's just go there and... I do seem to remember that they give you 2, I think, per craft, so... Maybe I'll make, depending on how many of these I can find, I'd like maybe a minimum of 4 of these. Maybe have one go to, like, every zone or something. Well, I'd want one to go to the ice area and one to go maybe... No. Ice area isn't that far away. I'd probably want one to the fire area, one to the desert, because that's kind of far. Those would be my first 2 priorities, I think. Obviously, I'd like one for the ice as well, but it's not really my priority, I think. I have not gotten a carapace from one of these things. I don't know if they can... I'm gonna look that up later. I don't want to kill anymore, because I don't know what the deal is. My food's gotten cold, but whatever. What the fuck? Oh! Alright, we're looking for shit in the water. Cyan crystal shards. I kind of want these. Well, here's a teleporter. Ideally, I want, like, as much as I can get. What the fuck? Okay, we can at least get 2 sets of teleporters.
visitor.
Armadillo. I'm gonna collect these bones. Wait, Badlands? Wait, it said it was... Wait. Hold on. Say this shit was in the Badlands? Devastated lands. Not Badlands, devastated. I don't know if I need this, but... I'm taking it. I'd like one more. Wild piglet. Alright, that should be enough. Surely. Let's get one more so I can have an even number. Well, might not be able to get another one. Oh well. Let's head back. Oh my god. I might need the bone fragments, actually. Almost back. Alright. Alright, shit. Nice. We almost have enough. Well, I don't know. Maybe we do. I don't know. Okay, we need onions. I'm gonna get the onion bulb out of here and then we'll have enough. Then all that farming stuff will be done. Then we just need to find the wood. Okay, let's make... I don't know if I'll need this many, but... Okay, I'm gonna put this outside, I think. Alright, let's go over here. Let's put this shit down. It's on my hotbar, so if I die, I won't lose it. That's why I have the tool kits, repair kits on my hotbar. Anyway, they shouldn't drop, I don't think, if I die. This was the one I went to before, right? Yeah. Is that adamantite? There's a good amount of that. I don't want to put it in the house, that way I'll be a little bit safer. I barely explored this area, and I don't know, I need to be careful. I don't know what you'd call this. Let me see the zones. What do they call this place? Devastated lands. High difficulty area with volcanic surfaces with lava. Okay. Devastated. So we are in devastated. Okay. Okay, so now... Nice. Cool. So I'm hoping... okay, well... Hold on. Alright, cool. Sleepy time. Got everything out of there? I could upgrade this if I want. It'd be this one though, probably. It's not that expensive. I'll do it. Just gives us another slot, but it only goes up to tier 2. Okay. The fact that we need 3 for this. Can we make an... Wait, hold on. Okay, we need to upgrade this shit, like, soon. So we need this heavy leather shadow weave. We can't see it, but can you not make adamantite stuff? Pools? Let me see. Yeah, it exists. You need workbench tier 3. Where do we get this? Shadow weave scraps. Shadow weave scraps. From Outlander enemies. In the snow. Okay, we need to go to the snow biome. Go and finish this. Alright, though. I think I'm gonna end here. To be honest. I'm doing that Minecraft thing where I zoom in and I shake the camera and I try to get everybody's attention. Like every video that they do. Alright, I'm gonna end here. Tomorrow, Pokemon Platinum Rando. And then I'm going to take Friday off because I didn't take Wednesday off like I normally do. So I won't be streaming Friday or Saturday. I'll stream Sunday like usual. Alright. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good one. Peace.